talking about my man P. Diddy. P. Diddy, Sean John, Sean Bucket Cone. Got in a little bit of trouble this year, huh, Pup? Got in some trouble. Went out and hired Johnny Cochran. Actually, you didn't hire Johnny Cochran. You just sampled OJ's defense team. That's right. Speaking of OJ, OJ's in the news again, trying to make a comeback, promote this new website. OJ with a website? What the is going on? And you know the address? www.//youaintdeadyet.com. Thank you very much. Oh no, puppy, not. Oh no, Britney Spears. Kick me one more time. Oh, just what, not that big ass. Oh my God, I can't take all that. Backstreet Boys. It's about time you had another hit. Go to hell. Go to hell.
Call hello Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakak with Dash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Salutations to the elect. Peace and blessings to you brothers here at home in the Akim pushing this truth worldwide. Barawak wa ba'amaf. Shalom Yasharala. I pray I am of that number. Nevertheless, we are almost home. Now, really I didn't want to give this latest soap opera, i.e. what's being called the slap heard around the world, any more attention than it has already gained. It really is growing all out of control. Now, most will tell you this thing was a staged event. And from my understanding, and I still get pretty good intel considering as a young man I worked in that industry for some years and may or may not still know some of the so-called movers and shakers still hanging on to that dream/nightmare. But in any event, from what I'm being told, only one of the parties involved, i.e. not the slappee, was privy to the ensuing onslaught, allegedly. In any event, fake or not, anything that happens in that place is an obvious distraction from what the elites really have going on. Of course, everything is scripted. Newsflash, it's Hollywood. I mean, it's not rocket science. Anybody inside of this truth will tell you that Hollywood and TV programming will forever remain a part of the ongoing propaganda war machine being used to wage war on humanity, i.e. the so-called sheeple. I want to say just, let's say some months ago, I did a video on the judgment that awaited these lesser luminaries, i.e. you celebrities, particularly you comedians who are a part of the agenda being waged. Now, are there comedians that tell the truth and make it stick by making you laugh? Yes, as much as can be considered while not prophesying, but the vast majority are well aware of the okie doke. So for me, it's not so much about you being distracted or deceived. That's a no-brainer. No one should be buying into anything the integrity compromisers have to say anyways, other than to mark them and pay attention to how each one of them in one way or another have blatantly disrespected the Lord, know the truth and are complicit in hiding it, and ergo are far removed from the brightness of his coming, or so they would believe. Matter of fact, when you look at it, it's really a great indication of where we're at in these end times. Matthew 24:12 says this, and because iniquity shall abound, iniquity meaning sin upon sin upon sin, shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So, I mean, fakery or not, 20 years ago, they would have hauled Eddie Murphy's ass out of here. They want you so-called Israelites to resolve your conflicts and your differences with violence. They need you to engage in killing each other over bowling balls and fried chicken and jokes. And when you do, you don't have to worry about the consequences. You know, Elder Apostle Tahar brought out last night that Chris Rock is well aware he is a Hebrew Israelite. So even though his ticket sales have gone up, there ain't enough money in the world that is going to help him escape the Most High's judgment. And Mr. 6 Degrees of Separation is equally as wicked. What dawned on me was nobody is speaking on how weak this she-devil sitting at her Masonic square, i.e. the red table, has gone and got one of the most prominent and, well, the so-called prominent and affluent men of color in Hollywood, period, who could afford to have 10 wives and 7 concubines if he wanted, instead of being manipulated and made a fool of time and time and time and time and time again. Y'all ain't seeing the narrative that's being played out with Kanye and Kim Kardashian. Their daughter is being allowed to make choices, which we know there is no free will. All is being decided by the Most High, the real script writer, pursuant to Jeremiah 10 and 23. But nonetheless, she is being allowed to engage in behavior only fit for an adult, while her mother allows the man she's now sharing a bed with to disrespect her father for she and the world to see. It's not always as simple as saying nothing to see or hear here. It's only another distraction. And despite the fact this latest episode deserves an Oscar for longest running TV drama, I totally agree with the sentiment that everybody is always looking for a boogeyman to hide from. So let me close with a few scriptures, and you know-it-alls can continue to talk amongst yourselves. Keep telling us how smart you are and how you're really seeing this thing coming from a mile away. This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. I brought this out some days ago, but boy, is it relevant now, especially in this age of feminism and the narrative that is being sown. If you exert yourself as a man, then you are guilty of engaging in quote unquote toxic masculinity. Like, what does that even mean? I don't know. Isaiah 3 and 12 says this: "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths." Now, children is a metaphor for the so-called white man and really the white establishment, including you Hollywood execs, you producers, directors, actors, etc., whose power lies in your deception as well as the sword. Hence the constant attempts to display and normalize violence against the children of Israel, we so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. He is our child because he came out of us, and now he rules over us, as well as giving power over to the woman, and notably our woman. Feminism and women's lib is the least. Female preachers, pastors, judges, vice presidents. He won't stop until we are completely emasculated or made effeminate. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. Speaking to the causing of confusion and error in natural order of things. Yahushua is the head of man. Man is the head of woman, and Yahweh is the head of Yahushua, pursuant to 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. 1 Timothy 2 and 12 tells you it is not lawful for a woman to rule over a man. As I said, I didn't intend for this to be long. Let's jump to Ecclesiastes 7 and 2. I just want to hit the finite points and get straight to the point. Ecclesiastes 7 and 2, and it reads, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart." Ergo, it is better to go, whistling in a cemetery than partying at Club Whiskey A Go-Go's. Ergo, it is better to be dead than to feed into carnality, as the elder apostles say. Really, because the flesh is the bane of our existence and the wall between our spirit and salvation. It is the death of all men. And the living, meaning those inside of this truth, will lay it to his heart. Meaning not only will we of the hopeful election consider it, we will lay it, meaning keep it in mind. Ecclesiastes 7 and 3, "Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better." Meaning sorrow is better than any comedic skit because it cleans the mind of all folly and all foolishness. You may think I laugh a lot or make jokes sparingly, but really I do it to stop me from going out there and putting hands and feet on you, Esau, to be very honest. "For by the sadness of the countenance the heart again," meaning the mind, "is made better." Ecclesiastes 7 and 4, "The heart of the wise is in the house of the mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house Salakia, of mirth." Now, most are still enthralled with Hollywood, so-called black culture and the party and bullshit state of mind when there's a war going on outside no man is safe from. World War III is on the horizon. Projected food shortages, taxes, inflation, never mind gas and energy prices are kicking everybody in the ass. The signs of the times on a whole prove otherwise. And yet, everybody still wants to drink and be merry. I guess, because tomorrow you will die. But for the most part, really, it is better to be in the house of mourning and to be sober-minded and to understand the seriousness of the times that we are in and not take it for granted, especially those of us that are inside of this truth, who have knowledge of the things that are coming to pass and seeing our loved ones that are just completely blinded and really feeding into this whole Hollywood fiasco carrying out in front of their eyes and worrying about who got slapboxed and not worrying about the judgment that is coming and the Lord coming in his brightness and his glory. Let's close with this. This is 2 Ezra 9 and 10, and it says this: For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, i.e. you lesser luminaries, again you celebrities, you fully received your comfort, pursuant to Luke 6 and I believe it's 24. And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, meaning they had the full opportunity to receive this truth and change from their wicked ways, understood not, didn't realize that it was high time to seek the Lord in his truth, but despised it. 2 Ezra 9 and 12 says this: the same must know it after death by pain. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash through the power and spirit. I hope you were edified. Double honors again to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who teach this 100% truth and rule well. Salutations to you hopeful elect. Remember, no tests, no yab, and damn sure don't take that chip. Shalom Yasharala. Wa abad babal.